First, for the Eastern Conference champion Detroit Pistons. At forward, in his 9th season from DePaul, number 23, Mark Aguirre. At forward, in his 13th season from the University of Washington, number 53, James Edwards. Starting at center, his 10th season from Notre Dame, number 40, Bill Laimbeer. At guard, in his 5th season from McNeese State, number 4, Joe Dumars. At guard, in his 9th season from Indiana, number 11, Isaiah Thomas. And the coach of the Pistons in his 7th season, Chuck Daly. And now, for your Western Conference champion, Portland Trailblazers! At forward in his 6th season from Longwood College, number 25, Jerome Kersey. At forward in his 9th season from Maryland, number 52, Buck Williams. Starting at center, his 4th season from Eastern Illinois, number 00, Kevin Duckworth. At guard in his 5th season from Wisconsin Stevens Point, number 30, Terry Porter. At guard in his 7th season from the University of Houston, number 22, Clyde Drexler. Coach of the Trailblazers in his 2nd season, Rick Adelman.
Well, one thing is for sure, this Portland crowd is here in force, and they have not given up on their Trailblazers, who trail 3-1. Right now, let's send you over to James Brown.
All right, Dick, as you just indicated, Dennis Rodman will not be starting for the Pistons tonight, but he will be playing some major minutes. Now, that's not what Chuck Daly would prefer. He'd like Rodman to rest on that sore left ankle and be used only as an emergency substitute. But Rodman has been lobbying all week long to the Pistons Brain Trust, saying, fellas, I don't feel like I've contributed to this 3-1 advantage in any major way. I must play. He's supported by the doctors who said his ankle is as good as it's ever been since the finals started. So with the floating bone chips and all, Rodman wants to rock, roll, and play tonight. Let's get back over to Dick.
Thank you, James Brown. And the officials working this game, number 5, Darryl Garretson, Jack Madden, and Ed T. Rush. And they only lost 6 all year, the Trailblazers, in the regular season. Now the Pistons have inflicted 3 losses, or 2 losses in this series, trying to make it 3. Edwards and Duckworth jumping, controlled by the Trailblazers.
Well, let's see if they'll establish something down inside low early.
Duckworth, that's exactly what they're doing, and he puts the Blazers in front.
They've got to keep Duckworth happy in the early part of the game, Dick. He has the ability to get off, get the club off, feeling a lot of confidence, get the double team, and then hit the outside shooting.
Here's James Edwards. The Pistons like to get him early, but Laimbeer hits from outside to tie the score. Portland wants the pace up-tempo, Detroit the other way around.
Games 1 and 2, they would start off right there with Buck going strong to the basket.
And a loose ball foul has been called against Duckworth, who has been in foul trouble throughout most of this series.
You know, it's uncharacteristic for them to be playing a team for any set period of time where they cannot dominate them on their own offensive boards. Detroit has completely frustrated them by holding them to 1 shot.
Jimmy mentioned Thomas, Dumars, and Johnson combined for 78 points in Game 4. James Edwards. And the rebound by Drexler, and we'll have a foul called against the Pistons. And it'll be against Joe Dumars.
See, anytime that Drexler is down in the post-up position, he has a scoring height advantage, and he also can help you on the boards, where he's one of their premier rebounders.
He leads with 12 offensive rebounds, despite playing the guard post. Porter with a pass into Buck Williams. Couldn't handle it, and on turnover, McGuire has it for the Pistons.
In close quarters, Dick, you should try to bounce past the ball in a situation like that. In the NBA, the players are so big that the player that's open cannot see the pass.
Pistons' strategy is to come out aggressively against the Trailblazers. McGuire, who struggled from the field in the last game, misses. And a jump ball, and McGuire is right in the middle of it.
Here we have a loose ball. Now you'll see the nice move by Kersey. You see, Detroit is not afraid to go on the floor for anything which is loose, and they've been right up front in games 3 and 4 with that.
Jerome Kersey and Mark McGuire jump. It's controlled by the Blazers, and they're going to jump again, according to Jack Madden. Both of these teams won 59 games in the regular season and split when they played each other. Kersey, who's having a terrific series, coming off a 33-point game.
Well, you know, he's been over 29 about 4 or 5 times. He's definitely established himself at that small forward position as something to worry about.
Dumars in the crowd, double team. Thomas is open. Here's McGuire trying to get the shooting eye and hits a 3. His 4th of the series, and the Pistons lead by 1.
That's not a surprise, because next to Isaiah, Mark McGuire is the best three-point shooter percentage-wise.
Jump trap and a turnover and a foul called against Porter, I believe. Let's see if it is Porter. It is. That was a quick jump trap with Edwards coming into the play to help Thomas.
Well, defensively, Detroit will always change up on you. They are trying not to give you the same look in any 2 quarters. Now, we haven't seen them trap on the wing before, but it definitely fooled Terry Porter.
Here's Edwards. Rebound Kersey. A little more than 2.5 minutes elapsed in period 1 of game number 5. Porter beats Drexler. Kersey and Drexler, a 2-man gang in row number 4.
Well, in the early going, Porter has been able to beat Isaiah off the dribble and get down in there and make some nice passes.
Changing hands, Isaiah Thomas misses. Here's Kersey. And now Drexler, open court for Clyde. Fouled by Isaiah Thomas.
This is the type of game that you want to see from Portland. You want to see them force the turnover, get the rebound, and then get it up quickly. Now here you have Porter. Now watch as he splits, gets down inside. As soon as the double team comes, he's able to give it off to Drexler. Once again, we want to emphasize getting it to the big men. If you put it down on the floor, it's a lot easier for them to see it.
Big series for Clyde Drexler. There are many who said he was overrated, but he proved those people wrong as he raised the level of his play in this NBA final.
Well, he's been rewarded for the season by being picked on the 3rd-team All-NBA, along with Joe Dumars at the guard position.
Here's Portland's trap. Not the full one we saw the other night that helped bring him back. Edwards fouled, and the basket will count as well.
That's the first time in the series, Dick, where we've seen them go to a 3-2, like it's a matchup half-court trap. And by that, any time that Detroit will come over half-court, they'll use Kersey, who's in the middle of it, as the double-teamer. We should be watching that as the first half goes on.
Foul is on Buck Williams. 3rd team foul against Portland. Edwards, who is struggling from the line, misses here.
See, once again, he faded back on his foul shot, and they're trying to get him to stand up and follow through.
Duckworth. And Lane Beer makes a fine steal on the pass. That's the 3rd turnover. Isaiah Thomas. And it goes through. So Isaiah gives the Pistons a 2-point lead. Shooting is good for both sides. Here's the trap. McGuire was doubling Porter. Porter hits a 3.
Well, for Terry Porter, that's only his 4th 3 in this series. He's 4 for 17, where in series 2 and 3 during the playoffs, he's been able to really hit that one consistently.
Aguirre working against Buck Williams. And Duckworth made him change his shot, might have even deflected it a bit. Blazers coming down, leading by 1. Great pass to Kersey. Comes out to Porter, loses the ball to Dumars, and it's a 2-on-1 right now. Kersey in it. And Aguirre will be called for charging as the trailer.
Excellent defense by Jerome Kersey. They had a 2-on-1, then it became a 3-on-1. Kersey hustled back. Now you'll see it right here. Now there is an excellent move by Jerome taking the charge that time. They've got to force some turnovers today, Dick, to get more shot opportunities. And let's hope that when they get to this end of the floor that they protect the basketball a little bit better than what we're seeing in the early going.
Now Edwards is on Duckworth.
Nice.
Great move. You wonder why he can't do that every time down.
Well, you know, they're not double teaming. They're having Edwards playing man-to-man, and he's showing you a number of moves.
Lead is 3 for the Trailblazers. Dumars gets by Drexler beautifully, but Buck Williams is there defending. It is still Pistons ball with a full clock.
See right here, you'll see watch Duck as he makes his move here. Now watch up and under, gets a defensive man to commit, step underneath him, soft touch. He has beautiful hands, right? But by that I mean soft hands.
Soft can be beautiful, and they are in his case. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first.
2-man game here.
Double team on Edwards. Aguirre does not make the pass. Lane Beer, quick shot from the corner off the side of the backboard. Kersey tries to save it and does to Drexler nicely.
Okay, Kersey's everywhere in the early going.
He struggled the first 2 games, but has picked it up the last 2. Duckworth in great position, and Lane Beer gets a deflection and blocks it out of bounds. Good play by Lane Beer.
See, Lane Beer is looking to help everyone out here. Now watch once the ball goes over. There you had Duckworth just pop Lane Beer right in the face with a forearm. But how about that for not losing your concentration? Lane Beer recovered, came right back, and got the shot blocked.
Here at CBS Sports, and we had just a terrific time, and that's what it looks like here today. The story inside the Portland Memorial Coliseum is 2 words: Isaiah Thomas. Back to Dick.
You're so right, Pat O'Brien. Isaiah Thomas has done it at every level. There's what he's done: 7 of 9 from the field and a 3-point basket as well. Portland had a 5-point lead, but they missed a lot of shots, turned it over, and Isaiah got hot. Start of the second period, James Edwards in there for Detroit. Offensive foul called against Rodman. That'll be his first.
See, that time Rodman set the pick, but he moved before the defensive man had a chance to move, and he had a collision. Offensive foul. Excellent. Now here's Portland. They've been doing an excellent job below the foul line, Dick, but they're missing too many easy shots that should be automatic scores.
Illegal defense against Detroit. John Sally was roaming where he shouldn't have been.
See, with this group out on the floor for Portland, Drexler can take advantage of Vinnie Johnson anytime on movement coming across into the low post area. Vinnie just cannot play him down in there, like right here.
We'll see how many times now they triple team them, leaving Danny Young open for a 3, and he burns them.
See, this is a team that relies on catching the pass in the low post and pitching it out for a 3, getting a second shot opportunity and passing it out for a 3.
Both teams shooting under 50%. No surprise in this series. Pistons by 1. Thomas feels he can beat Danny Young in his own right. Edwards has it knocked away. Here's a 3-on-2 break. Cooper.
Great block.
Kersey finally puts it in after Vinnie Johnson made a great block on Cooper.
What a play by Vinnie. But, you know, it's nice to see Portland not assuming that he was going to make that shot, continue to crash, and get the second shot opportunity.
Hey, that's their style when they won the 59 games. Edwards hemmed in by Cooper. And they're going to finally call Coop with the foul, but Portland has scored the first 5 points of this quarter.
Now keep an eye to the right of your screen here as Cooper goes down. Watch Vinnie Johnson. Look at that shot. The ball did not get up above the rim. And here's good following up. 2 second shot opportunities.
Well, you talked about what kind of a rebounding guard Vinny is. Not surprising he can do that as well. Runs into a double team.
See, Vinny's got a sore knee.
He's hurt. He's got the hyperextended knee, and he's limping.
Chuck's going to his bench, getting Joe Dumars ready.
Thomas has it stripped from behind, and with 2 seconds to go, that's how much time the Pistons will have. Vinny goes out, and Dumars is in, but this is a big problem for Detroit right here.
Now, right now, you have to look, you only have 2 seconds on the shot clock. Watch for a lob to the front of the rim.
Sally to Edwards, doesn't know the clock is running out. But an offensive board by Isaiah Thomas. Here's Edwards. James Edwards with 6 points now, nearly 2 minutes gone by in the second period.
When you think of all the offensive rebounding by Detroit, it's just incredible how many times it's Isaiah and Vinnie Johnson.
Drexler strong to the basket. Cooper backs it off.
I think Cooper's in there hustling. He's getting his hands on a lot of balls.
You're right, he's looking the best he's looked in this final. Thomas for 3. Does he have it? Isaiah Thomas. 18 points already for Thomas.
I mean, good grief.
And again, Detroit matching its biggest lead to Edwards. Blocks inside. And here come the Pistons. Sally, not a good ball handler, loses his footing and is called for traveling.
Good call.
And now Jack Madden has changed it to a kick.
Excellent call by Jack Madden. He was tripped as he went down in there. There's no doubt about that call.
We'll have a timeout. It wasn't the most graceful foray by Sally, but he was definitely tripped. Timeout here in Portland. This is a tremendous testimony to Detroit's fan support. This is the scene at the Palace at Auburn Hills. 21,000 plus watching on the big screen. Game number 5 of the finals. They want to see their team win it tonight. That's their first choice. Second choice would be coming home to do it. But this is the hidden heroes. The front court rebounding against the top rebounding team in the NBA this year, the Blazers. Those are Detroit's advantages in all the games off the boards.
Well, you know, when you look at that stat, Dick, you say to yourself, this is a team that scored 114 points during the season. Detroit is holding them to 105. That's a 9-point differential, and it's because of the rebound. They will not allow them to get on the offensive boards for easy baskets, and they will not allow them to rebound and kick out and get in the open floor.
Ice has been applied to Vinnie Johnson's left knee as he limped off before. He left the game without scoring. Terry Porter is checked back in for the Blazers. He'll be the off guard now because Young is the guard. Pick and roll perfection by the Pistons there with Edwards.
See, the Pistons are reading the trap real well right now. They're making the pass, but the guy who is rolling is going right to the front of the rim to make himself available.
Duckworth came in the game along with Porter. Open, good touch for Duckworth, and he delivers again.
Well, Porter will overcome the fact that they have had 5 opportunities for dunks, and they're 0 for 5. You know, they could be out in front of this ballgame.
Thomas off the screen.
Wow, is he on fire?
He is on fire. 20 points already for Thomas, coming off a 32-point game. He scored 33 in the first game of the series, don't forget.
Danny Young can't play him any better. He's right up on top of him.
Ball knocked away as Young
got hurt.
He got hurt too. Percy goes up and they're going to call the jump ball. He was tied up. Meanwhile, Vinnie Johnson apparently is all right. He's coming back in for the Pistons.
You better watch out now.
That's the last thing the Pistons need, and last thing Rodman needs, who wants to play.
Well, see, Rodman wanted the spot right in front of the basket. Once a player takes that position, you just cannot come over and knock them off. Now watch, see, here's what happens. See, Rodman is pushing Cliff Robinson. He's not going to take that from Rodman, and he wouldn't take that in Detroit Palace. Never mind here at home.
Danny Young limped off, by the way. Drexler has replaced him.
See, that's a loss for them because Danny Young is an excellent defensive player. He moves the basketball. He's a good three-point threat, and he keeps everyone happy with ball distribution. In this series, Detroit has been excellent in cutting off taps that Portland has won.
Thomas against Percy. Thomas didn't even jump. Porter Misses a three. Rebound inside by Kersey, and they're going to call a loose ball foul against the Pistons. John Sally.
You see now on this shot attempt, keep an eye on the glass. Right down here. Here it is right here. And you'll see it. Boom. There's the crash. You know, Sally coming over. Sally and Rodman will take fouls.
Drexler has it stripped away by Thomas. Goes right by Porter, looking for a teammate. Can't find one, and Vinnie Johnson hurdles the ball in the crowd and joins them to an extent.
Great steal by Isaiah. Terrific transition defense by Portland by getting back.
You'll be to get a feeling that the Blazers as a team made a pact that they're going to crash the boards. They look like terrors off both glass so far.
Well, they're doing an excellent job, but we know that Detroit is going to hold it off, and they'll send you a message every so often with some physical play, even if they should lose the rebound. Now, this is what we expect to see right here.
Thomas intercepts it. Edwards has it. Young, by the way, banged his knee. They expected he'll be back. Posting up is Edwards against Duckworth. James Edwards. Rodman with a follow-up. Tipped up again, Sally, I believe. Or is it Rodman? I thought Sally. And it is Sally. Batted down, and a foul against Vinnie Johnson over the top.
See, if they're going to post up Drexler, they've got to do a better job passing him the ball. Now, here's the shot as it goes. And watch Sally come into your screen. Rodman first, and now Sally, they keep it alive, and then he comes right back with the tap.
There's the offensive rebounding story. Portland with a slim margin. Isaiah Thomas goes out, having scored 20, replaced by Dumars. And Buck Williams is back for Portland. Buck is playing with two personals, by the way. Dumars trying to stay with Porter. Duckworth. Buck Williams with another offensive rebound. Duckworth ducking in again as he did on the other side against Edwards.
Well, see, Edwards is determined to block his shot. Now, you know, Duckworth is showing us that he has 4 excellent moves, and he is very ginger around the board. He'll allow you to make your commitment and step through you.
Loop it into Sally. He's got Drexler on him. Throws the ball away. 3-on-2 break. Buck Williams lays it, misses it.
Tell you, that's their 6th layup opportunity. Get 6.
They have missed a bunch inside. You're right. Porter. Fouled by Vinnie Johnson, his second. 13 foul against Detroit. This is a rugged game number 5 we're witnessing.
Terry Porter has been outstanding. Right from the opening get-go, he's been going hard to the basket, creating for other players and himself.
You're watching ESPN Classic Michigan. A salute to Michigan's top sports moments and games here on ESPN Classic.
Well, here in Portland, the Pistons lead 46-42 as we welcome you back for the start of the second half. Dick Stockton here, and the Detroit Pistons right now are 24 minutes away from capturing back-to-back NBA titles as they lead the Trailblazers at halftime on the road after winning games 3 and 4 also in Portland. And a few minutes ago, Hubie Brown and James Brown talked with the respective coaches on what to look for in the second half.
Rick, the turnovers, defensive rebounding, hurting in a big way.
Well, it really is, Hugh. We can't turn the ball over 11 times like that. We got to convert our opportunities, especially latter part of that second quarter. They really hurt us on the boards, and for us to win this game, we can't allow that to continue.
Well, listen, best of luck. They're hustling now.
Well, we're working hard. I think if we just stay with them, we'll be all right.
Chuck, obviously impressed. I'm sure that you had the lead in the first half, but what are your concerns, both from your standpoint and theirs?
Number one for us is, of course, Duckworth. We've got to get him under control. Too many baskets, and Drexler in the open floor.
And although Isaiah had a great first half with 20 points, I trust you would like a little more balance.
We may have to distribute a little bit more. Fatigue might be a factor for him.
All right, Chuck, good luck in the second half.
Yep.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Good concern to have. 7 of 11 field goals, both teams shooting 43%. In the rebounding department, it is practically even. Buck Williams has 6 rebounds, but the offensive rebounding is dead even after Portland had the big early edge. And the guards, it's a 4-point lead for the Pistons, and the guard points show a 4-point lead for Detroit. Isaiah Thomas with 20 and Kevin Duckworth with 14 are not only the leading scorers for the respective clubs, but they are the only players in double figures thus far. Start of the second half.
Well, a high pick-and-roll situation. Detroit has really been reading the mismatches any time of a double team.
Edwards going in strong to the hoop. Took a page from the Portland Trailblazers, who missed a lot of layups inside. He missed one.
You're Portland, you like to see more movement. You like to see people go strong to the hole.
Dumas picking up Porter on the switch. The basket by Duckworth in the foul. He's now 8 for 12 from the field.
See, the big thing, Dick, is every time that they beat Detroit off the dribble, they've been able to hit the pass. Now, you'll see right here. Now, watch the Detroit defense come. Now, you see he's picking out Duckworth very easily. Porter is making the pass to the free guy because he's right in front of the rim.
Lane Beer with his third foul. So Lane Beer and Buck Williams of Portland have 3 fouls, and Duckworth with 17 points.
This is the first time that we've seen the full court press. A 1-2.
Lane Beer from the corner, and yesterday in practice, that's all the Pistons worked on, just like it was the first day of practice for a high school or college team.
Well, they know that the corner shot is open, Dick, and then also if it's not there, get the ball into the middle and look for the layups.
Williams inside. 4 points for Buck Williams, who's playing with 3 fouls.
See, if the big men will establish early in this quarter that they can convert the power plays, this will be such an uplifter for the Portland club.
Turnover by Joe Dumars. And an opportunity now, as Daly not pleased with the opening moments for the Pistons, for the Blazers to take over.
Well, neither coach is very excited about the fact that they're up in double figures in the turnover department.
Duckworth, see if he sees if the magic's still there with the shot. Crashing the boards was Drexler beautifully.
They should get out of the way and let Drexler take Isaiah.
Draws the foul. Isaiah Thomas. That'll be 2.
Like we said at the beginning of the series, that the teams that win the finals are the ones that make the quick adjustments, the teams that play intelligently. And by that we mean any time that you see a mismatch, a decided one where you know your guy can take advantage, you've got to allow that person to operate. Get out of the way and let him take that individual to the hole.
Said it all throughout the series as Drexler misses his 3rd free throw of the game, when Drexler had an opportunity against either Dumars or Vinnie Johnson. Wasn't always taken advantage of. Thomas gets the basket, and let's see, no basket, a foul, and Thomas has picked up his 3rd.
See, Duckworth is doing a nice job in coming over and cutting Isaiah off and taking the offensive charge.
Lane Beer and Isaiah each with 3, and Duckworth stays red hot. 19 points, matches his season high.
They're doing a real nice job in recognizing what is going on. If Detroit continues to trap the pick and roll, then Duckworth is always open.
Timeout, Detroit. It's a 20-second timeout. 9:44 remaining, 3rd period. Portland leading 50-48. They were down by 6 in the 2nd period.
Anytime you come out of a timeout, you know you have a set play, and psychologically it's always good to execute and either get fouled or make the field goal.
Dwyer beats his man inside. Still only 2 players in double figures. Duckworth for Portland, Thomas for Detroit. Thomas staying in the game with 3 fouls. Lane Beer the same. Drexler misses. Rebound, Lane Beer. Isaiah penetrates off the glass. You'll be surprised that they're playing both Lane Beer and Isaiah with 3 right now?
No, not at all, because they'll go until they get their 4th, and then they'll set him down. Chuck understands there's 2 horses out there right now.
Kersey, long range. And another rebound for Lane Beer. That's 9 now in the game. Aguirre. Now Portland.
The up-tempo now should favor Portland, but they must push.
Porter for a 3. That's his 2nd of the game.
It's nice to see him have the confidence that he would launch that shot off the dribble with only 2 white shirts over half court.
You know, he hasn't made a 2-point basket, just free throws and 3-point baskets. In and out by Dumars. Thomas caused the turnover. They got 3 on 2, Detroit, and Mark Aguirre throws it away.
Well, we just had 2 major turnovers, and Chuck Daly sums it all up right there. First of all, a bad pass out on the pitch out into traffic, and then you turn around and you have an advantage, and you throw a blind pass.
Duckworth's been a hot man. Lane Beer with Thomas. He's got Edwards and Aguirre. Low pass. Edwards lost it. Another turnover for Detroit. They're about even in this game. Porter hot for the 3. And Lane Beer now with his 11th rebound.
Now, if you're watching, you're saying, why? Why shoot all these threes? Well, during the course of the year, Terry Porter is excellent at that. And let's face it, without those shots, they never would have survived round 2, never mind round 3.
Aguirre hits, but of course, round 3 is Detroit. And it's a little tougher than the teams they played. Round 4 is Detroit, tougher than what they played earlier. 1-point lead, Pistons. Williams with a great pick on Thomas. Great pass, Porter to Buck Williams.
Beautiful pass. When you make the catch down inside, gather yourself so you can make a strong move.
Lane Beer has 5 boards. No one else has a rebound in this period. Dumars foul going in, and that is the first foul for Portland here in the 3rd.
Hey, you have a pick-and-roll situation. Here's a good pick on Isaiah by Buck. Now, as Buck Williams goes to the glass, look at the delivery. There's your pass. Isaiah behind him. Gathered. Strong move by Buck.
2nd foul on Terry Porter, though. Will Lane Beer have 12 rebounds in Game 4. Flopped a couple of times as well. Had a couple of steals and a block. Already has 11 rebounds in this game. Has been in double figures off the boards in every game of this series. And he talked to Hubie Brown and explained why he considered retiring last year after the Pistons won their first title.
I don't want to go through all the abuse at some point. I know someday it'll break me mentally, and when I get broken mentally, it won't be effective on the basketball court. I have not yet reached that point, but I sat down with Isaiah, and he talked about numerous reasons why I should keep on playing. Monetarily is one of them. You can't make this kind of money anywhere else. And the second reason is my camaraderie with all my teammates. I can't leave them, let them hang at this point.
You'll see now on this shot attempt. Now just watch him working. See, we know that he's not a big jumper, but he is a contact player. You cannot be one of the great rebounders of all time in this league without accepting body punishment. And I love it when he talks about this team. Hey, we all have our roles, and we do them without complaining. Chuck Daly tells me, I'm the board man. I do my job.
Cliff Robinson is in the game now for the Trailblazers. He is the only rookie on either side in this NBA final. Joe Dumars having a rough time from the field and now struggling from the line. Dumars only 2 points. Vinnie Johnson been flexing that knee, by the way, over on the side. He has not come back in this half yet.
Well, Joe suffered in that first half. He was 1 for 7. Most of his shots were hard and off to the right of the rim.
Edwards meeting Duckworth. Knocked away by Edwards. Out of bounds. And it's a turnover. Detroit's ball.
See, sometimes Duckworth just gets a little anxious. You know, I was talking to him before Game 4. Just stay with the pass. We were discussing things. He says, yeah, I get excited because I know I'm going to get a good opportunity and I'm going to be played one-on-one.
Edwards lost the ball at the other end. Pass came in off his hands. Chuck Daly's Pistons in a tie, 55-55 with the Blazers with 6:15 to go in the third.
See, we're having very poor passing to post people who are open. We're getting an awful lot of turnovers on the initial pass.
Porter has hit threes and hits another one. That's his third of this game. 13 points for Terry, who's been a little quiet here in Portland.
Well, you know, he's been struggling from shooting percentage-wise and then also from long range. And he's been guarding Isaiah Thomas, which has not been a happy time. But it's so nice to get him going because not only does that type of a shot, the long three, excite the crowd, but it also picks up the ball club.
Porter was 39% shooting coming into this Game 5. 5 on the shot clock for the Pistons. Here's Aguirre. Robinson, the rebound. 3-point lead for the Trailblazers. Duckworth didn't have control. Crashing the boards. You can hear the exclamations inside.
See, when you get rebounds like that down inside, the move has got to be a stronger move. You gather yourself that you take advantage of your upper body strength and you take the defenders right to the board.
And a push. That's Aguirre's third foul. And the 13th foul against Detroit. Dennis Rodman will be checking in. And he'll replace Mark Aguirre, whose biggest scoring game was Game 1 with 18.
Well, you can see Cliff Robinson never stopped moving on Aguirre that time, down on the baseline.
Williams working against Lambeer, who has 3 fouls. Loose ball, Cliff Robinson picked it up. Tipped it up. And Lambeer finally brings it down. Here's Dumars, up-tempo. Isaiah Thomas pulls up with it. Dumars and Duckworth. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Dumars wants a 1-and-1. You know he has the big man.
Dumars really having a rough shooting game. But there's Rodman. Edwards fouled. And fouled hard.
See, Detroit's not going to complain about that because he got injured right across the face that time on the hit. No, nobody's going to complain.
And he's fallen down. And his blood drawn. Above the right eye, timeout called Detroit.
Now you see, watch as the pass is made to Edwards coming down the lane. 2 guys get him. There's your first right there, and then the second as he came across. Now it might have been on the swipe by the player who came behind that time.
Buck Williams will be charged with his 4th personal foul of the game. First player in the game to pick up 4.
Back here in the third quarter, Blazers on top by 3. And that last play that James Edwards was hurt on, he caught an elbow across the right part of his eyebrow. It did, in fact, inflict a deep gash there. The doctor says he will not require stitches right now. They'll wait until after the game. And I can tell you from the old street fighting days, if you get a good knock across the nose, that will force you and cause you to be dizzy and fall backwards as James Edwards did. Let's go over to Dick.
Nah, not you, James Brown. 4 fouls on Buck Williams. And Edwards will go to the line. He's missed his only free throw tonight.
James has been struggling all throughout the playoffs. In this series, he's shooting less than 55% from the foul line. He's had an awful lot of opportunities there.
3-point lead for the Trailblazers with that much time remaining in the third period. Game number 5 of the NBA Finals with the Pistons leading 3-1 and needing 1 to wrap it up. Portland wanting to win 1 at home to stay alive. Here's Duckworth. Gets his own rebound, knocks it away. And it'll be a Piston foul, apparently. Or is it side out?
Side out.
No foul.
The ball was hit, and it went behind the backboard and hit back there. Consequently, you get the ball out of bounds on the side. That was an excellent shot by Duckworth and follow-up to keep the ball alive.
Portland's been a little cold lately from the field. Drexler takes care of that. They have missed 5 in a row.
See, we have not seen that explosion from the side area. That time he just made up his mind to take his man to the basket.
He's got 11 now, Drexler. Detroit starting guards have outscored Portland by 1. Vinnie Johnson will come in along with Sally at the next dead ball. 6 on the shot clock. Ball knocked away. Thomas fires a desperation 3, and what do you know, hits another one, and that is his 3rd of the game.
That's been the story of the series games 3, 4, and 5. The incredible ability to make the shot as the clock is out, and more important, for threes.
25 points for Thomas. Detroit, 4th foul. There's Vinnie Johnson and Sally in there now.
Now you see Drexler come off of the first pick, second pick. That's what we mean by stagger. Look at that step.
Edwards will go out and work on that eye, and Joe Dumars, who's having a kind of an off game thus far, goes out. Foul was on Rodman, his second, 4th team foul against Detroit.
The referees are concerned with a lot of sweat that has happened right in the red area in the lane.
Sally on Drexler. Yes, you're good in a foul. What an explosion there.
That's his game, Dick. Anytime he puts it down and attacks, even if you are with him, he has the ability to get so high up in the air. Now watch how he plays this glass. Look at that. He came right up underneath. Even if Sally stayed with him, he would have knocked him off the front of the rim.
Pistons in the penalty. Sally with his second foul. And it's a 4-point lead in favor of the Trailblazers.
It's always nice to watch an offensive player read the defense perfectly and then execute.
See how Detroit responds to this challenge. Thomas hits a jumper. 27 points now for Isaiah Thomas. Getting close to 3 minutes to go in the third. And Porter is hit and fouled. Sally, another foul now.
How about this? Now just watch. Watch how he takes a Spider-Man off the dribble. How about this elevation? Look at the distance. Bam. Beautiful.
Porter 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Clyde Drexler was in the middle of those slam dunk contests long before the Trailblazers became a finalist in this league.
That's right.
Rare miss for Porter.
Well, the people are groaning. You know, he's right there. He's 6th in the league in foul shooting, right at that 89% mark over the season. And then we all know that he ran the string 35 straight in the playoffs.
Pistons knowing that Vinnie Johnson hasn't scored. Dumars has 3, and they're only down by 3 points now, 64-61.
Watch Vinnie Johnson to see if he comes off of the picks gingerly. No, see, he's hobbling.
Cliff Robinson is denying him anyway. Sally goes up, has it knocked away. Rodman. And Rodman, such an intelligent player, knowing great awareness where the ball is, draws the foul.
Once again, the loose balls that go to the floor, the blue shirts have dominated in getting to them in games 3, 4, and so far in game 5.
Effort play. Technical foul has been called against Jerome Kersey. And Bill Lambier, a double team.
Lambier and the referee, Darryl Garrettson, having a few words. We'll see it right here. Oops, there goes the ball. All right, Kersey hit him in the back of the head. So all you're doing is you're instigating, thinking, and probably that's what Lambier said, but we might be catching the second part of the action right now.
Danny Young is in for Portland in the backcourt. Rodman only 55% playoff free throw shooting. A lot better than he used to be, though.
See, sometimes he just gets up to the line and throws it up there without concentrating.
Missed them both. Had the ball and lost it to Danny Young. Portland by 3. Drexler again. Therefore, that time it was Sally with his defense.
Well, they got him on a trap. Did an excellent job.
Thomas loses his footing and goes out of bounds. Claims he was pushed.
Well, he was bumped on the dribble, but in this type of a game, there's an awful lot of bumping on the dribblers no matter where they are on the court. So it has been consistent at both ends of the floor.
Detroit not protecting the ball as well this period. Drexler, no basket, a foul.
See, in this matchup, Drexler versus Vinnie Johnson. First of all, he can't play him even if his knee was perfect, because he can stay with him maybe, but Drexler jumps over the top of him. Now, with Vinnie with an injured knee, it's almost impossible. Drexler senses this, and he wants the ball on a clear-out.
You're watching ESPN Classic Michigan, a salute to Michigan's top sports moments and games here on ESPN Classic.
We're at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, 12,000 strong. The Portland Trailblazers trying to draw closer to the Pistons, trailing 3 games to 1 in the best of 7. Detroit knowing a win here wraps up their second straight NBA crown.
In the second half, Portland doing a much better job on the defensive board.
Vinnie Johnson really doesn't have footing out there, fell down. Lambier, Sally the offensive board. Portland matching their biggest lead, established back in the first quarter. Thomas tries to force a pass. Here's a 4-on-2 break for the Trailblazers, broken up by Dennis Rodman beautifully.
Once again, a careless pass.
2-on-1, Sally couldn't hold on to Thomas's pass. We are seeing careless ball handling. Vinnie Johnson is fouled.
When you're coaching a game like this, you just sit and you shake your head. I mean, we are seeing so many crazy things here in the open floor. A 4-on-2, we get a blind pass into a turnover at one end of the floor. At the other end of the floor, a perfect pass on a 2-on-1, missed. Now here we have, now watch Rodman hustling. But you see, when you throw a blind pass, you're not giving credit to the defense that's hustling in transition.
Vinnie Johnson with his first point of the game. Dumars will give Isaiah Thomas a rest. Thomas goes out with 27. Vinnie Johnson, who scored 41 in the last 2 games, having a cold game thus far. 1 out of 2. 4-point lead, Portland.
They're trying to bring Drexler to the side. There you go.
Duckworth against Lambier, who has a few fouls. Lambier finally gets the rebound. 14.
When Drexler fed Duckworth, he went right into the middle so that he'd be on the offensive board. He had one opportunity there.
Rodman, good pass to Dumars and a foul. Both teams in the penalty now. And for Drexler, that'll be his fourth. So Buck Williams and Drexler both now hampered with 4 personals.
See, now right now with a minute to go, an awful lot of coaches in basketball, high school, college, and the pros would take out their star player now, hoping that he does not pick up his 5th. But when we saw this happen in games 1 and 2, Rick and the coaching staff at Portland, they have confidence in Drexler because they say he wants to stay on the floor.
Pistons really having a rough time from the line as a team tonight. Under a minute to go, 16 on the shot clock.
There's a clear out.
Drexler. A rebound by Rodman. Portland will get the ball back. Dumars in a crowd and a foul. And he'll go to the line to shoot too, but this has been an Achilles heel for the Pistons. They are shooting 44% in the game from the free throw line, Hubie. Young with the foul.
Well, coming into this series, both teams were low foul shooting teams in the low 70s. But we have seen them get hot in different games and shoot up around that 80 mark. The thing which is interesting so far is any time that you're trying to come off of a pick and roll with the basketball, there is so much manhandling, bumping, and grabbing of people that they're not allowing anyone to turn the corner and get to the basket for an advantage.
This is not a game in which the three guards are exploding for the Pistons as they have the last two. See if Detroit can win nonetheless. They're locked in a tight game down by one. They'll get the ball back, though.
But remember, the Portland coaching staff, this is Detroit tempo that we're playing at right now.
7 on the shot clock. Porter too far under. Rodman in the middle of it, and we're going to have a jump ball. I'll tell you, Rodman's ankle has to be feeling a lot better the way he's elevating and jumping around tonight.
This is a war between two really great athletes. Now you'll see this move right here. There was no shot opportunity. Terry's behind the board. Now look at this. These two guys have been fighting every minute when Rodman is on the court. Kersey and Rodman. You just have to enjoy it as a fan.
Porter with a quick three. He's got it.
Oh, yes. And he wanted the foul. Thought he was hit on the shot.
He's got 4 of those tonight for 17 points. Vinnie Johnson to Rodman. No basket. Time has run out. Let's see if there was a whistle and a foul. Chuck Daly is going over to the scorer's table.
Chuck Daly, you could hear a whistle. Now, was that whistle on the floor or did it come out of the crowd? That's what Chuck Daly's all upset about because they thought that they had a foul on Vinnie Johnson out high at half-court area.
An 8-point turnaround from halftime till now, and that's the end of the third period with the score. The Blazers 69, Pistons 65. We'll return to the Memorial Coliseum after this message and a word from your local station.
And welcome to the 1990 NBA Finals, a must game for both teams. If Detroit wants to repeat tonight, they must win. If Portland wants to force a Game 6, they must win. 12 minutes of basketball left, and here's Dick Stockton.
Thank you, Pat. You know, the Minneapolis Lakers beat the New York Knicks, winning 3 on the road back in 1953. But since we had the 2-3-2 arrangement, no team has swept the middle 3 consecutive games. Detroit trying to do it tonight, but they're trailing by 4 going into this last period.
That was an excellent quarter by Portland. They finally, first quarter, 22 points. Second quarter, only 20. Third quarter, 27 points. They are protecting the basketball, doing a little bit better job there. But the main emphasis is their defensive rebounding, doing an excellent in that area.
Outscored the Pistons by 8 at Portland, despite 39% shooting in the quarter. Danny Young and Terry Porter with Cooper, Kersey, and Cliff Robinson. Porter almost had a bank three that time.
And you know he called bank, right? Come on.
I heard him. Even with the crowd, I heard
players
him.
Before the game were doing all of that. Calling the shot when they were warming up.
Dumars and Vinnie Johnson with Edwards, Sally, and Rodman out there. 5 on the shot clock. Sally. Rodman tipped up by Sally. Pistons having trouble catching the ball inside tonight.
This unit out there now, it's Kersey and Porter are your primary offensive players.
There's the shot clock up. Edwards pushes Danny Young, and that'll be his third.
Bad foul that time by James. Anytime you're out in the open floor, the shot clock is going down. If you make a switch, force the guard, who is much smaller than you, to shoot over the top. You're 7 foot with long arms. They're working hard to get Porter open.
He's open. Hits another. That's a two-point shot. It's 19 in the game. He and Duckworth lead the Blazers.
Well, you know, Dick, this is the best that we have seen him shoot since the San Antonio series, where he had a lot of confidence, coming off picks, shooting a three off the dribble.
Portland has its biggest lead of the game. Edwards, not to be denied, relentless, draws the foul.
I like his aggressiveness tonight off the dribble. Anytime that he's on the right side of the lane facing the basket, he's putting the ball down hard and taking it into the lane. If he goes for the left-handed little baby hook shot, he'll either score or he'll get fouled.
Jerome Kersey with his third personal foul, and here's Edwards. Like many of the Pistons having a rough night from the line. He's 1 for 3 thus far.
See, when he stands perfectly straight up as he bends his knees and comes up and releases the shot, the coaching staff of Detroit said when he follows through, everything is fine. It's when he ends up fading backwards is when he usually has the miss. There you go.
He's been in double figures all but game one. Waiting for his chance again is Isaiah Thomas. He's got 27, does Zeke. With a move against Dumars. Kersey blocked by Edwards. Goaltending called. Kersey gets the hoop.
See, on all the penetration, Porter's been able to get down inside and make the pass. Look at this pass. Now watch the pause. See the pause? He paused, gathered himself, Kersey, on that shot.
Joe Dumars with a stutter going in, blocked inside. Edwards follows up.
Now that's the way to get a second shot opportunity.
I think he's really aggressive. Well, you pointed out, Porter misses a three. Young. It'll go for him. Dumars wants a 20-second timeout, got hit in the eye. And he's going to get it.
Well, they've been working him really hard off the wall of picks. He's been working to try to prevent Porter coming into the open area off of 1 or 2 picks.
It's going to be a full timeout. A war of attrition. That's what this game and maybe this series is going to come down to.
We've been waiting for long.
Well, the game looks pretty even from these numbers. The shooting is even. There's Thomas and Porter. Duckworth also has 19 points, and the rebounds. Detroit with a slight edge, but a 75-69 lead right now for the Blazers.
Now keep an eye on Joe Dumars right in the area here. He gets hit twice. There's the one time, and here he gets it. 1, 2. Bam, bam. There were no fouls called on that play. Here comes James Edwards for the power follow, the power dunk. But that's where Dumars had the injury to his left eye.
So we have Dumars with the eye, Edwards with the cut. It's Jim Paxson.
Had a big scoring year here as a Portland Trailblazer.
Let's send it over to James Brown now. JB?
All right, Dick, not an awful lot of talking in the Detroit huddle that time. As a matter of fact, all the players know sign language. Assistant coach Brendan Malone did 2 things. He pointed to his heart, and he pointed to his championship ring, and he smiled at him. Let's go back to that.
That's all you need to do.
See, from now on down, we have 9.5 minutes, Dick. We know that there's going to be an awful lot of body contact, a lot of strong defense here, and now it's going to come down to do you get the call or not. If you do not, you must adjust your game and play the way the game is called.
Portland resting its 2 players with 4 fouls, Buck Williams and Drexler. James Edwards, tough defense, and Kersey comes down with it.
Hey, Kersey and Cliff Robinson are all over the place trying to help out defensively.
3 minutes gone by in the 4th. And Edwards with a hard foul on Porter, and that'll be 4 on James. Last 2 have been kind of strange fouls for him, a push and then that one.
Right, you see on that one, you have a guard driving to the basket. He's already extended his body, so he's not high up in the air. What you should do is allow the shot to be released because you have Rodman in the game as well as Edwards to just come and take the shot clock. No need fouling, mainly because he's a great foul shooter.
6 out of 7 tonight. Dumars resting up. Has scored only 6 points. Vinnie Johnson just 1. The 3-guard explosion has been missing for the Pistons.
He's been the heart and soul of their team tonight. Porter has really been going down the lane, taking things out.
1 out of 2, but 20 points in the game for Porter.
You want to play two-man basketball. Isaiah and Edwards right here.
Pick and roll, not there. Vinnie Johnson not made a shot tonight. Danny Young giving Thomas fits. Edwards goes up. They will not count the basket. It was before the shot. Wayne Cooper's foul.
Look at Chuck.
He doesn't quite see that.
Well, yeah, first of all, I didn't like the call. He wanted a continuation. But you're happy with Edwards because he's not contented with the fadeaway jumper.
Vinnie Johnson hits his first field goal of the game after missing 4.
He's running gingerly down the floor. No explosion in his game tonight.
Rodman falls down. Kersey strong to the hoop. Rebound by Lane Beer. He's got 15 rebounds, matching his first game high.
See, Kersey's got to get back.
Vinnie Johnson hits another one, and if he gets cooking, Rick Adelman's got deep problems.
See, you can't lose your concentration now from now to the end of the game because there will be fouls going on.
Offensive foul now.
Offensive foul, Jerome
Kersey, and that's 4 on Jerome.
See, he wanted a foul on his drive to the basket at the other end. He did not get across half court when Vinnie Johnson hit the shot, and now he comes at the other end of the floor, gets an offensive foul.
Buck Williams, who comes in with 4 fouls, replaces Jerome Kersey, who goes out with 4.
Many times a coach in a situation like this will give him a quick breather, just to cool him down, let him regroup. Because we're right underneath 8 minutes now.
Vinnie Johnson gets his own rebound. 3 in a row for Vinnie Johnson, and the lead is cut to 1 now.
When he releases the shot, you must put your body into his chest. Block him out.
Porter, loose ball. Danny Young. Boy, we're really seeing helter-skelter passing tonight. Cooper goes up and a push by Lane Beer, and that is going to be number 4 on Bill.
Strong move by Cooper. Nice pass by Danny Young, seeing that Cooper was open and he had Lambier beaten in that area.
Nose is bleeding. We have had a lot of cuts and bleeds tonight. Dumars will replace Isaiah.
Let's see it right here now. See how Zeke gets it here. Oh, there it is there.
Cliff Robinson.
Right.
Meanwhile, Clyde Drexler has replaced Terry Porter in the Portland lineup. Boy, Mike Abdenauer has been a busy man. Dr. Paolucci also has had a lot to do tonight. James Edwards got a gash. We saw Vinnie Johnson with the knee. Dumars as well. He's going to be left standing in this one. Cooper misses both free throws.
See, they're 13 for 21. They missed 8 free throws. And when you think of all of the layup opportunities in that first quarter, it's piling up here. You must make the foul shot.
Vinnie Johnson with Dumars, Rodman, Lane Beer, and Edwards stepped on the line and a turnover. Portland has Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth in the game, and Cliff Robinson at forward, and they got Drexler and Danny Young at guard.
Remember, when you're in a close game like this, plus the game is under 90 points, you're saying to yourself, you've got to make the freebies on the foul line and the easy shot opportunity.
Pass looped into Drexler, winds up on the floor. He's shaken up now, and Lane Beer has picked up his 5th personal foul.
See, this is 2 guys going for a lob pass. Depends upon the angle of the collision, where you're coming from. Now here, see, they're looking for a lob to Drexler. Here comes Lambier with the hit. Definite foul on Lambier in that situation.
Well, maybe a rainbow over Portland. Is that beautiful? Could be a good omen for the Trailblazers, but they are leading by only 1. Will return.
Detroit loves this tempo. They're very methodical offensively. They'll run the offense to death.
Terry Porter back in guarding Dumars. Dumars off the glass. Another one of those shots. He got one with a second left on the shot clock the other night.
Well, you'd say that was a throw, except that he does it very often, so you know that it's a shot that he practices.
Rodman is on Kersey. No foul. Good call, no foul, but there's one. That may be Sally. Detroit is in the penalty.
Personal foul on John Sally.
4 on John.
Keep your eye on Dumars. Now, this is very good defense. Here it comes. Now, watch. Boom. That is planned up high off the board.
Remember when he hit that shot, his dad had passed away on Sunday. There's George C. Scott, and you know what team he's rooting for. He wears that. His lovely wife, Trish Vanderveer, with him tonight. Sitting right behind us, as a matter of fact. Remember what Isaiah Thomas said? That wasn't you, Joe. That was your dad that scored that basket. Tied at 79, pick and roll. Sally all alone.
If you're going to trap the pick and roll, you must pick up the roll, guy. Not one Portland player was near him.
Double team, and Drexler's pass to Williams beat it.
See, I love Drexler down in the low post area, Dick, because he can shoot over the guard. But most important, when you double team him, he always gets the pass to the free man.
Isaiah Thomas nursing the bloody nose. Dumars into Sally. Smart play by Sally, had nothing. Double on Vinnie Johnson. Edwards has it stripped away by Drexler, and here's Porter in the open court. To Clyde. Foul by Dumars. And that was a smart foul by Joe. Maybe the only guy without foul trouble for Detroit. You know, that's the Trailblazers logo. How many times have you seen a logo on some guy's face?
Clyde really attacked.
2 shots by Drexler.
Porter and Drexler have accounted for 37 points tonight.
What I liked about that fast break opportunity, Porter knew that when the defense cut off his lane, he had Drexler coming down the middle, delivered a nice soft pass.
Team fouls. Portland still has 1 to give. We've got a good one going, and we've already had 2 great games in this NBA final. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. 83 to 81 Portland trying to stay alive, trailing 3 games to 1 to the Pistons in the championship. Sally against Drexler. Beckworth the rebound. And a blocking foul called against Dennis Rodman.
See, Dennis is trying for the charge on every single dribble penetration. He'll rotate over, try to help out a teammate. He's taking an awful lot of body contact, but the majority of them, he is nowhere near in position to get the charge. And all it is resulting in foul shot opportunities.
And a good one on the line, although he's missed 2 tonight, is Terry Porter. Detroit has had a rough night from the line, and Portland is following suit. 13 of 22 for Detroit. 18 of 29 for Portland. There you'll see the numbers. One out of 2, and the lead is 3. Lane Beer on the bench with 5. Edwards playing with 5.
Now you have to watch out for the high pick and roll for Vinnie Johnson.
Dumars. Duckworth with another rebound. Good outlet outside to Porter. Pick and roll. Here's Kersey in the corner. Rodman tips it to himself. 4 minutes remaining now in the 4th period of Game 5.
They'll take their time. Now, this is a one-on-one. If he feels he doesn't have it, you'll see Edwards come for the pick and roll. Here it is right now.
And a foul. Isaiah Thomas just looked at Chuck Daly and put his arms out as if to say, hey, how about now? I can go in.
Chuck is playing a situation. He feels that Vinny's hot. Also, Joe is playing solid. It's a tough call for Chuck right now. You know, when you're coaching in a situation like that, you're going with your instincts.
Duckworth committing his third. Next foul on Portland will be the penalty.
Same situation now.
Thomas is getting up now. There you see.
Joe Dumars sent a pick down inside so that they'd bring Edwards, play two-man.
Edwards. Loose ball, Williams has it.
Portland doing a terrific job in the last 3 to 4 minutes, holding Detroit to one shot.
Isaiah Thomas will come in. Next dead ball. Duckworth. A new playoff season high for Kevin Duckworth, 21.
It's nice to see because he was calling for the ball. He wanted that ball. And that was a tough shot because Edwards was right up in his face.
3 minutes remaining and a 5-point lead for the Blazers. Vinny Johnson. Sally stuffs it through and it's down to 3.
Sally came from the corner. He was running hard. Blew right by everyone for that one.
Drexler working in. What a play by Drexler on a reverse.
What a beautiful play. You can't play anyone any better than that. Dumars was right there, forced him to reverse.
Dumars. Rebound Duckworth. The lead is 5 and time is starting to run down.
Main thing now, you're shooting the penalty. Go to your strength right now, but don't allow too many seconds to go off the shot clock.
Inside, knocked away by Kersey. Buck Williams. Timeout, Detroit. And you're looking across the city of Portland, Oregon, and way in the distance is Mount Hood. Picturesque as you'll ever want. And of course, they'll be smiling all over this. At the half with Pat O'Brien the other night, Maurice Lucas, guy you coached with the New York Knicks.
Maurice, one of the better defensive big forwards, probably over the last 10 years. Not only an enforcer type of a player and rebounder, but also a primetime scorer.
Portland Trailblazers have been on a 14-6 run ever since the Pistons took a 1-point lead in the game, and they're really doing a great job off the defensive board.
Well, that was a terrific touch pass down underneath. They're holding Detroit to one shot in most situations and doing an excellent job in forcing Detroit to stay with the perimeter jump shot.
Bill Laimbeer with 5 fouls comes back in. So does Mark Aguirre. Isaiah Thomas is there with Vinny Johnson and John Sally. That's the 5 in there for Detroit. Drexler, Porter, Williams, Kersey, and Duckworth for the Trailblazers. Basket will count and a foul by Vinny Johnson. They got him on the side on that time.
Vinny just blew by Clyde Drexler. That is Drexler's
Sixth foul.
Okay, and yet he came to block that shot from behind.
20 points for Clyde, 6 rebounds and 4 assists in a magnificent performance.
This is a big three-point opportunity for Detroit.
Vinnie Johnson 3 for 4 tonight from there. And it's 90 to 86 with 1:50 to go. Danny Young replaces Drexler.
Well, let's see the ball movement now. In the last 2 minutes, everything is ball movement, setting up your key people offensively, and you try not to waste a lot of seconds.
Porter to Duckworth. Rebound, Lane Beer. 16 rebounds for Lane Beer. That's the best he's had in any game in the final.
Look out now.
4-point lead. Vinnie Johnson hits the basket, and it's 90 to 88. 5 straight points by Vinnie.
Well, Chuck knows you got to get Vinnie the ball. He's hot right now. He feels it. That's why he's handling, not Isaiah Thomas.
It's all coming down to this for Portland surviving. Duckworth in and out. Lane Beer with another rebound, and now Detroit can tie the game. He'll be patient with it. Pick and roll. Under a minute to go. Ball batted away.
Excellent defense by Danny Young, knocking that one loose.
7 on the shot clock. Vinnie Johnson down the middle. Jump ball with Danny Young jumping with Vinnie Johnson.
Both coaches in a sweat right now. Yeah, I like Danny Young. He puts his nose in there. He's been doing a real fine job for them in these 3 home games. Right now we're hustling again. We have that same problem as we had in the first quarter, the confrontation of who gets the spot.
Jump controlled by Isaiah Thomas. 21 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. Tie score at 90-90. Crowd quieting now. 7-0 run here by Portland. By Detroit.
You have to look at them. Lambier says it, and it's really true. They're so tough-minded. They have incredible concentration, especially on the road.
Porter throws the ball away. 3 straight times Portland has come up empty in 3 possessions. And look at the expression on Rick Adelman's face. Timeout called with 20.1 seconds to go. Well, if they're apprehensive here in Portland, they are going bonkers at the Palace of Auburn Hills, where 21,000 plus are watching what's going on in this arena as you see it. And the Detroit Pistons can play for the last shot, and they are in a position, Hubie Brown, to win the NBA title on the final possession of this 5th game.
All right, now you're Detroit. You have 1 timeout remaining. You know that the toughest thing for you is the inbounds pass, especially if Portland overplays. Vinnie Johnson is hot right now. And you know that they love the pick and rolls, allow the Vinnie to either penetrate or pass back to the roll man or the pick man for the perimeter shot. At the other end of the floor, you're telling your team, you've got to play them as tough as you can defensively. When the shot goes up, block out. All 5 guys get on the defensive board. When you get the rebound, it's up to you. If you get a long rebound and you can go with the fast break. If not, call a timeout. We'll advance the ball a half court.
29 points for Isaiah Thomas. Quickly to James Brown.
All right, Dick, the only thing you need to know on this play is that Chuck Daly wants the ball in the hands of Isaiah. Let him create. He's the coach of the floor. Let's go back to Dick.
Thank you, James. Rodman will inbound. They are apparently not going to guard the inbounds passer, Rodman. Here's Isaiah.
Well, they're going to run the clock all the way down. Now, everyone's on the baseline, so they're in a 1-4 set. That way, if
timeout, Portland. They're going wild at the Palace because they are watching one of the great teams of recent years in the NBA, Hubie Brown, with their guttiness.
Well, that was just outstanding execution. They're relying on Isaiah to beat his man off the dribble. You'll see. Now watch it. Well, that was a beautiful extension, shooting up over the top of Kersey. Look at the reaction by Chuck. Now remember, you have 7 seconds to go here.
7/10.
7/10 of a second. And we have Portland with 2 timeouts and a 20. Now you know that you can make a catch and you can get off a very good shot. Okay, the key is what's going to happen now of how they're going to open up that guy, whether they'll take him off 1 pick or 2 picks, how they free.
Here's a guy who wants to make sure that Champagne stays on ice. Trailblazers led by 7 with 2:02 to go. Vinnie Johnson has scored 7 of the Pistons' 9 points. Portland has not scored since.
When you get to the finals, Dick, it comes down to execution. Getting the basketball to your premier people, especially the ones who are having a good night, in the areas of the floor where they get an opportunity to do their best offensive move. And then you always go to the guys at the end of the game who can get their shot, and most important, get fouled and make the foul shots.
James Brown reports that the plan is to get the ball to Duckworth. We'll see.
Well, that means if they're taken out high, Duckworth is down along the left side of the lane right now. So Detroit must be careful. They're not playing the guy out of bounds. They're not going to allow a long pass.
7/10 of a second. There's the shot. And the game's over, and the Pistons have won the World Championship. Back to back. The Palace. Pistons had scored the last 9 points to win it.
I'm cold. I'm real cool now. Back to back. Yeah. Back to back, boy. Back to back. Can't believe I'm getting champagne again. God damn. Back to back champagne again, boy. You hear me? Again. God damn it, back to back. Where's Vinny at? Where's Vinny at? Yes. I did. Yes. Shout, baby. Yes. Again, boy. Yes. It's not cold. Yes. Again. That's 2 straight. Go ahead. Damn it. Come on, do some more. Woo! Hey, congratulations, baby. Hey. Yes. Back to back, boy. Good work. 2 in a row. Yes.
Not only did the Pistons win their 2nd straight NBA final and will be back here, but they did it by beating Portland 3 in a row on Portland's home court.
If you could hear them now, Isaiah and Vinny, they are screaming at the top of their lungs out there inside the pad. They got no team there yet, but they'll have one soon. Vinnie Johnson, the hero of the game. It took you a while to find your shot, but you finally found it at the right time.
Oh, couldn't have came at a better time, you know, but I hung in there. I had guys like Coach Malone here who stuck by me 100%, kept on telling me to shoot it. Bill Lambert said, hey, I don't care if you miss 500 in a row, I'm still with you. And, you know, when guys tell you things like that,